accompanied by my brilliant master co-trainer and business partner, Danielle Morrell of Rich Girl Business. And today we wanted to come to you and talk about the 3 limiting beliefs that keep women from playing small in business and what keeps them from making bank. So we want you to stay tuned because this is going to be a very valuable live stream for you, video, whatever, however you're consuming this content. And so we're so excited for you today. So here's one thing I want you to know. You're going to walk away with the understanding of why it is actually harder to have a low-ticket business model. We're going to talk about the experience that you may or may not need to get started, and we're going to walk through why complicated funnels may not be what you need to have your best success this year. So I'm so excited for you. If you are watching live, go ahead and put who you are, where you're from in the comments. And if you are a replay viewer, I want you to put hashtag replay so we can come back and say hello to you. If you have questions as we're going through this content, definitely pop them in the chat so that we can answer them in real time. Danielle.
Yes. So Tanya, why I'm getting into this part, if you don't mind sharing this into the group. So anybody who's watching, no matter where you are, definitely want you to know that we have a group, a Facebook group that you can be a part of. And the information is up in the caption of this video. So make sure that you do that. And I wanted to let you know, Tanya, I didn't do that yet. So if you want to take that away while I get started. So yeah, so like Tanya shared with you, Tanya and I, not only do we have our own businesses that we've been operating for many years now independently, but we've, come together and created this Setup for Success online business program, consultant program business, because we really understand what we really feel like women really need to understand to be able to start seeing the success that we want to. And Tanya and I have, not only have we worked with hundreds of clients at this point, but combined by the two of us, but we've really talked to between the two of us, if not close to 1,000, because, over the years. And so we definitely see a common theme when it comes to women not seeing the success that they want to. And that really comes down, again, one of the things that we talk a lot about on this Setup for Success show is business model, okay? And we talk about business models so much because, again, out of Tanya and I's experience of having, many conversations over the years in our businesses, we truly feel like, the fastest path to high income months is to have a high ticket business model, okay? And so, again, that is something that we talk a lot about on this show, is really understanding business models and knowing that, yes, there are many ways to make money online, but they're not all equal. They all take different types of resources and expectations and investments to actually make them profitable. And Tanya and I's really big goal from the Setup for Success show and our private community and the program that we provide is really helping women understand what is the fastest path to making, high income months, to be able to replace what you maybe were making at a job, or maybe, doubling or, 3 times in that, or scaling that to, 50, 100K months. The sky is really the limit. And that's what we really love about, having an online business, having a service-based, business where we can, right, Tanya, increase our prices based on the value and based on the results, right? And so we really feel like, again, business model is something you're going to hear us talk a lot about, right? Right, Tanya?
This is a topic of discussion that we have all the time. And I feel like, especially in what we're going on in today's world, realizing I just pulled up an amazing article today I'm going to share with you later on today. Okay. About all of the things that women are doing even now with homeschooling and the amount of work. It's mind-boggling to think about all of our responsibilities as a woman, not to mention wanting to bring in income for the family. And in a lot of cases, a lot of my friends, colleagues are the breadwinner, right? So when you know that your business or potential business can bring in enough money to cover the whole house, but you still know laundry needs to get done, dinner needs to get cooked, right? All of these things need to happen. You have to show up as a wife and a mother. We still need sanity at the end of the day, right? We still need to be able to breathe and have time for ourselves. And this conversation, I feel like, is going to be what is going to save many women in the to now and in the future.
Yeah, I love what you said, Tanya, about right. And that's another. So not only are we really passionate about teaching women to understand business models and picking businesses and learning a business that gets you to your income goals fast, but also one of our really big, passions and reasons why we started that is to help, the modern woman navigate all these modern responsibilities. I mean, the modern woman is dealing with work and family and taking care of people, and self-care is now a huge thing. And why is that? Because like Tanya said, a lot of women are really feeling very burnt out, overwhelmed, stressed. They feel like that, they just don't feel like they're in control of their life the way they want to. They don't feel like they're living their best life. And I love the point that you brought up, that this current environment is putting even more stress on that modern woman, because now she's working from home, or if she was out of the house, now she's in the house with her kids are there, so having to navigate, how do I do work and make money and also be there for my kids? And right, you need to be flexible. If anything, this season has showed us why the women especially need to be very savvy and strategic on what kind of business they build and how they build it, because they're not all the same. And these are factors you now have to take in. Hey, what happens if my kids can't go to school for half a year or for a year? Like, how am I going to adapt and have the tool sets and resources and the right type of business that supports that? So it's very, very important, critical, again, that women kind of figure this out. And it goes back to what you said. We are very passionate about teaching women a business that gives you bandwidth and bank. Sanity and success, peace and profits. I say that because, what's to make bank if you're burnt out? What's to make profits if you're stressed out, your marriage is on the rocks, you're drinking and all kind of other stuff to keep it afloat? Yep. What is that? You know what I mean? Or what is success if you're losing your sanity? And Tanya and I see this all the time. It's not good enough to say, oh, I want to have a successful business. Oh, I want to, make money. You better be very intentional, because there's people getting success, but they're doing it compromising a lot of things in the process, such as their relationships, such as their integrity, such as, making, sound decisions from not a place of stress and desperation. Okay. And trust me, there's a lot of consequences that come with that. So as you can see, we're really passionate about this because we want to teach women not only have a business, but one that's going to make sense for that. Right, Tanya? Woo! Girl, you just right when he started, I was like, it's a flashback now. I'm remembering why, because it's it's serious.
And that article brought up a really good point, is that one, that homeschooling naturally falls on the wife, right? Like, it's automatically like, here you go, here are the kids, they need this and this done. Two, what we're noticing is that most men are saying, you know what, I need the computer for Zoom, I need the office, I need my personal space. So, a lot of times we're left with, this much time because we've spent so much time doing everything else. And now, I've seen women getting their job done in the bathroom. Like, come on. Like, so we need to build a system where, in a business that claims your office space, like, claim your office space, girl, like, claim your time. Like, as Maxine said, reclaim your time. This is one of the best ways to do that, because you will be able to provide for your family and provide for yourself. So
right. So yeah, we're from the belief we want the time and the money. All right. I don't want just money and no time I want both. I want time, bandwidth, and bank. I want to be able to have time, because as a modern woman too, like you said, not only the homeschooling, it's called the second shift of unpaid labor that goes to women. And that includes the 3 C's: cooking, cleaning, and child rearing. And those will primarily always usually fall on women. Some women can get resentful that their partners aren't helping. That's a whole nother conversation we can definitely have. But I think for women claim that we're very smart and intelligent, which I wholeheartedly believe. And I want us to stand in our power and say, hey, we're smart enough and savvy enough to find out a way that we can create our life, that works for us. You know what I mean? So, and I always say that, going to get a 9-to-5 job, there was good reasons we wanted to do that. However, the 9-to-5 workplace was created for men with wives. You know what I mean? To be away that long outside of the home, focused on work 40 hours a week, doesn't really accommodate that modern woman's responsibility. So going in that, we kind of set the stage again, why we're so passionate, about sharing with women alternative ways to build a business that is going to be able to give them both. You know what I mean? So, but what it really comes down to, again, is how you do your business, how you set up your business, right? Because again, not all businesses, though you can get success in a lot of them, most of them, somebody has figured it out or you would know about it. But the fact of the matter is not all businesses are the same as far as what they require in time, resources, energy, and money. So again, Tanya and I's whole, having this show, building this community, having, a done for you business that gives you this, the whole reason we're doing that, right, is because we understand that women, we really need to create, this, have something that's really going to support us to do what we want to do. So, so the first thing I want to say on that is we just kind of said, but the fastest path to high income months is to have a high ticket business model. And Tanya and I were talking about this, and we really do feel like this is true. We really thought about it. Look, we don't want to, be putting anything out in the marketplace or putting anything out there that we absolutely don't believe. And Tanya, we talked about no, we absolutely do kind of believe this. And yes, there are some exceptions to the rule. So we're never one to say, this is the only way Bible. Okay, I will not do that. But I will say that I wholeheartedly, strongly believe in this, and that a high ticket business model is the fastest path to high income months. Tanya, what do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the opposite is what we believe naturally when we start a business, right? That we're going to create something that, is small, low price of entry, something that's easy for us to manage, right? That becomes the thought process. Well, if I open a t-shirt business or whatever, right? I can easily manage that because I have all of these things. And I know that everyone in life can afford a $25 product, right? Or whatever the case may be. So then that becomes the thought process, but then we don't realize all of the work, energy, time, effort, shipping, things that come into place when we're operating in that level. And it ends up being more time spent with less profit on the back end. So, Danielle and I talk all the time about, especially when you're, pressed for time and you really have other things that you want to be excellent at as well, to step into a high ticket business model so that you are able to sell more, have higher revenue, greater profit margin. Also, the great thing about this is that you're operating at one of your highest level. So you're giving great service, right? You're changing lives. You're providing transformation. You're facilitating transformation. So, that in and of itself becomes very fulfilling, not to mention the fact that you are earning way more than you would have, if you flipped it and tried to do it another way. What we also know is that we think, oh my God, everyone can afford $25, but when you're talking to someone who's trying to figure out, how they're going to manage their money and their budgeting versus someone who is prepared to invest and has planned for that investment, it's a different ballgame. The conversation is different. The sales cycle is different. Everything's different.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. And just to recap, if y'all are joining and you're well, what is a high ticket business model? Again, this is what you're going to hear a lot on this show and from us is you're going to hear a lot of us talking about business models. You're going to hear us a lot talking about, again, the high ticket business model versus low ticket business model. So again, low ticket is when your product or services is of low value and low investment. So you're thinking a couple $100s or less. So if you sell t-shirts, $7 ebooks, $100 coaching, $49 web classes, $100 hair, things that are products and services where you have to sell volume or quantity to hit a high income month because the product or service is not that expensive. And again, we're going to share 3 misconceptions, beliefs, limiting beliefs that keep women from, hitting high income months fast and doing it that makes them big bank. These limiting beliefs keep women playing small. So really quickly, that's it. A high ticket business model is when you have a product or service of high value and high investment. So at minimum, at the very lowest, $1,000, really $3,000 to $5,000. But even at $1,000, that is more than, a $10 ebook, so you don't have to sell as much. So if you're trying to hit a $5,000 a month or a $10,000 a month, you only need 5 to 10 people at $1,000 versus hundreds at $20 or $100. So we're always talking about doing the math, because in our experience, we have talked to, again, if not close to thousands at this point, between the both of us over the years, doing a lot of discovery calls and interactions with women in large and small settings. Okay. Yeah. And we find that, again, overall, one of the main things we see
because of it.
That has to be the biggest thing, is that women are in the wrong business model. They're undercharging. They're in a low ticket business model. They're trying to sell quantity. And so we stand on the fact that we think that the fastest path to a high income month is a high ticket business model. Having products or services that are valued and of high investment, so that you only need fewer to hit a high month, because you're not out here, working for $100 or less. Okay. And this is huge. We're very passionate, because when women, we see the stats. Yeah, it looks great that women are starting businesses every day, but the numbers of women actually being able to quit their job or replace an income salary or even scale to 6 figures is very, very few compared to all the women. So there's a real epidemic, and Tanya and I are we in business, and we doing very well, and we will probably be in business for life doing this, because again, women don't know what they don't know. 46% of business owners have never taken a business class. So, and the only way to have a high ticket service, a high ticket business, is to have high valued skill set, strategies, or solutions. So the only way so if we're telling you the fastest path to high income months is to have a high ticket business model, because if you just got started and you launched a t-shirt business today, I want you to ask yourself, how long do you think it would take you to sell 1,000 t-shirts? Okay. Like, the only person who's launching a t-shirt business today and selling 1,000 is somebody that 1,000 people already knew that person and was like, dude, anything you drop today, I'm buying. And there's a few people, but the point to get to that point where they can just drop a line today and 1,000 people buy it was a journey. And that goes into how fast it took them to do that. So it wasn't just that one day. Okay. Unless some freak phenomenon viral thing goes on where you just think it was just that catchy. But most 99.9% that's not going to happen. But you could launch today, and you could sell somebody today on $1,000 offer without, because it's one person, not 1,000 to build up to that. So it's really important you understand that. So again, to be in a high ticket business model, you have to have something of high value or high investment, right? So it has to be a Lamborghini, a house, or being able skill set, strategies, or solutions that solve an expensive pain problem or fulfills the desires that get people what, That's really critical to understand. So those are two things you're also going to hear from Ty and I that we highly believe. We've been in business, we work with many women, and we've seen both women try to do it, the low ticket and the high ticket. And every time the woman in the high ticket hits it within 30 days, 30 days or less, and sometimes shorter than that. The person with the low ticket is taking forever because she's underestimating how much effort, resources, marketing it takes. So, Tanya, let's just go through these 3 myths, limiting beliefs that keep women playing small in business and keeps them from making big bank. What the first one? Let's go.
So we already talked about that it's harder to find, them thinking that it's harder to find clients at this level. And really, truthfully, the truth is that it's harder, to secure 1,000 clients to hit your goal, for example, as Daniel just mentioned. But I would love to talk about now the level of expertise that people feel like they need versus what they already have to start this to get into this income model. And this, so you want to chat about that? Because I know you're very passionate about that.
So the first myth, like she just said, was that a lot of people, when they hear, high ticket business model, I'm charging $1,000, the first thing that comes to people's mind is this is a limiting belief. Oh my gosh, who would pay thousands of dollars? People, don't pay thousands of dollars for coaches or services or what I offer. Who would do that? And that is a limiting belief that, people don't pay thousands of dollars for services or or to solve a problem, or they don't spend that in their business or in themselves. That's really what the belief is. Who spends that kind of money in their business on themselves, on personal development or business? Because whether you're a life coach or a business coach, or you do a service, like it's for either that person's business or for them, you know what I mean, or for them personally. And so people can't wrap their head around, and the women who can't wrap their head around it, it's usually women who, one, have never invested in themselves or in their business in a high ticket way. So in their mind, because that is a limiting belief. Well, I wouldn't. Oh my God, who would do that? So they just believe because they wouldn't do it or they've never done it, that other people wouldn't do it. And that is very much, that will keep you playing small. I will tell you right there, because there are plenty. And Tanya and I would not be in business if women were not investing thousands of dollars in their personal and business development. And you know what? We wouldn't be making, because our clients wouldn't be actually getting results. And so it's not just us, it has to be our clients are able to attract the same in a wide variety of industries, right? Or we wouldn't be continuing to keep getting clients, right? Because it wouldn't make sense. So we know that, hey, you know what I mean? Like, people actually would. And what we find is that people who look for inexpensive things and don't invest high ticket in themselves are usually people who don't really get results, because when you get out of it what you put in your personal and business development. So if you're always playing small, only can do $100, only investing in $47, never, oh my God, who would spend $1,000? Oh my God, then you're not in alignment to receive. Because your mind is projecting your own investment levels and abilities and your own excitement and your own personal beliefs. And most people don't want to invest thousands of dollars because they don't believe that they're going to get it done. And that's why we personally like to work with women who've had some personal wins. They don't have to be big or small, but you need a track record of being able to trust yourself. If everything you've done, you've not seen it through, those are the people who don't believe people would invest, because they don't trust themselves to invest like that. So it's a big mindset trick that plays a lot. I mean, that mindset projects where you're like, well, I don't believe that people would spend, who would do that? Oh my God, oh my God, that's so much. I never would have it. I never have $1,000. I don't know. You start to project that on your prices. So a lot of women are undercharging and broke in their business because they are mentally and money mindset broke, and they're projecting their brokenness and their broke situation is their money drama and what they can't never do and never done on their business. And they're making the assumption because so it's so critical that if you want great paying, highly motivated, invested clients, you be that person. If you take a long time to make decisions, nothing, everything seems like it's I don't know. This seems like a lot. I can't do this right now. I gotta wait till. Then expect that. Expect that's what you're going to get in return as far as people coming to you doing the same thing. So it's a never ending cycle. It's always the women who say, I can't ever attract paying clients, or nobody has any money, or are usually the ones who never, you know what I mean? It's the same thing. Y'all are attracting each other. How about that? It's an energy, boo. So, that's the first thing I would say about that, is that, people actually do pay for experts, and, people who, sometimes I truly believe that low ticket prices, scare off people who would pay. And women don't even realize that. They're like, why don't I get people who can pay me? And why can't I get, paying high pay? Because your prices are so low that people, who would want to pay you don't want to pay you, because they're like, what am I going to get out of $100? What am I going to, they don't feel the value is there. So, your low prices probably repel high paying clients, right, Tanya?
That's actually the biggest mistake that I see, is thinking that I can't get into that like price range. We'll talk about expertise or whatever, but I do feel like, and we've talked about this, even whenever I raise my prices and whenever I push my clients to raise their prices, it's like automatically a different caliber of client becomes available to us. And, they're seeking different things and ready to spend in a different way, and their goals are different. And it never fails. It's always, my clients are always like, whoa, yes, this is exactly what happens. You have opened the floodgates to this next level of client, because they're looking for a certain a certain level of success, and they have in their mind the results that they're looking to obtain, and they have an attached value to that. And more often than not, the high value woman understands that to get to where she needs to be, it's going to cost more than $97. So when she sees low and offers, it isn't always as attractive to her, because she's thinking for the long haul. She's thinking for the back end of that, right? Like, is that really going to get me to where I want to be? And most often than not, she's deterred by that price point. So you're
and a lot of, right. And yeah, absolutely. I just going to say that. Yeah. And you're modeling bad behavior, right, too. It's like, they look at what you're doing and they ask themselves, do I want to, run my life in business this way? Does this seem, like something that seems legit? Like, again, there is a perceived value. So we really just want to let you know that first myth is that, the myth that it's hard to find high ticket clients. People don't pay for high ticket things. Or even now in this season, you could be led to have this, small thinking mind that, oh my gosh, there's pandemic. Everybody. Oh, if I don't feel a pandemic in my world. I'm like, oh, my clients are still signing up, because we're in a digital room, in a digital space. Now more than anything, the internet didn't shut down, the streets did. So business is carrying on like it has been. It's a really good opportunity now more than ever, to claim your digital real estate and get online and really cultivate the economy of you. But so the second myth that we find with people, that women who don't get into a high ticket business model, or, charge more, or, package, is that they think that, who am I? Who am I to charge thousands of dollars? What do I know? Who would pay me thousands of dollars? There's a lot of, I guess, what was the word on that, Tanya? A lot of women just don't feel like they're an expert, right? And that, they don't have the expertise or the experience. And this is really what I find that a lot of women do undercharge or get in the wrong business model. I find a lot of women get in product-based businesses, such as selling t-shirts or low ticket things, because they have no idea or the confidence to say, what can I offer in the marketplace that is of high value? So that's always one of the disconnects. Okay, it sounds good to charge thousands of dollars, you know what I mean? But I don't know what I know that is worth that in the marketplace. And so the good news is that your ideal client, most of your ideal client should be somebody a couple of steps behind you anyways, you know what I mean? Like, or that's a good starting point, you know what I mean? So everybody, if you have a job somebody's paying you $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a job, I'm sure you know something. You're obviously doing something that the job's paying you that you can learn how to cultivate and take into the marketplace. So to that, Tanya, what would you say as far as, the myth, right, that you need years of experience to become an expert?
Absolutely. I feel like, and when I think of my experience, even my clients, no one has ever asked me to see my degree.
Never. It's been over here, and I'd be like, it's over there.
Actually has one. I studied marketing in college, but I dropped out in my junior year because I had a baby and all the things. So, and I, made it a point to kind of kick rocks at that, because I'm like, I can still have a wildly successful life, even if I don't go back to get my degree. And here we are. So one, clients don't care about your degree. Half the time, they don't even check. Yes, half the time, and listen, I have a whole page on my website dedicated to testimonials. I have all the resources and referrals that you would ever need. When I tell you that webpage is the least trafficked page of my entire site, no one cares. What they care about is my ability to understand, one, do you even understand what I want? Like, that's what the client first wants to know. Do you even know, can you even conceptualize what I want to have happen with us working together? That's the first thing. If you know that, if you can articulate that, you've gotten halfway there. The next is, can you help me get there? That's it. That's all they care about. They don't care that you have a PhD in this or that, or that you've served Oprah Winfrey. They just want to know, can you help me? Can you help me? When I was a health and fitness coach and I got diagnosed with PCOS and all of these things, I am a size 14. When I tell you, and sometimes on a good day, I'm closer to 16, my whole team, we were able to attract women who wanted to lose weight. Why? Because we were helping women lose 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds a month. 10 pounds a month because of what we knew and how we were able to get results for them. So no one cared. No one saw me and was like, oh, but she's a size 14. Can she help me? No, they were like, sign me up. Sign me up. I just saw your client and she's at the beach and she's at South Beach and she's looking ready. So let me get what she got, right? They don't care. They want to know that you can understand where they're looking to go. Do you have an understanding of that? 1, 2, and can you help facilitate the process? Because I want to be over there, and if you can help me get there, then cool, let's sign up. That's it.
Yep. So, and the cool thing too is like, this is exactly why we've created this Set Up for Success online business consultant program, is because that we knew that was a gap in the marketplace where women were like, okay, I do want to charge thousands of dollars so I can work with fewer people per month. I can do less work. Because when you don't have to attract so many people because, you know what I mean, you're pricing more, then it's less everything. It's less marketing, it's less everything because you're not having to do as much. You're working with quality and not quantity. But a lot of times we know that there's a gap. We're okay, that sounds good. I would love to make $5,000-$10,000 a month working with 2 or 5 people a month and doing that. But what do I know, or what can I offer of value that I can charge at $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000? You know what I mean, per client. And that's exactly why we created this Set Up for Success online business consultant program, because it's a done for you program. You can visit the website setupforsuccess.biz to learn all about it, see our certified SOBCs and to enroll. But we wanted to fill that gap for you. So we actually are teaching you how to be Set Up for Success online business consultants, which is exactly what me and Tanya have been doing for the last 6+ years a piece now. I mean, over 10 years collectively doing this. So we're teaching you what we know as business coaches, what we teach our clients to make them successful as clients. And so you can take this program, you learn all the skills that you can apply in your own business, and then you become a certified SOBC. So then you have another income stream or another service-based, high-valued skill set where you're teaching these strategies to other women and entrepreneurs. And there's a huge need for more skilled, qualified, experts, to be able to support the growing need of women entrepreneurs who, quite frankly, again, if you watch the beginning of this, don't really know what they're doing. The statistics show that 68, I want you to hear this, ladies, because it's shocking. 68% of women entrepreneurs make less than $28,000 a year, probably severely less than that. So that means what? Almost 3/4 of all women entrepreneurs are not even making enough to replace a job income. So, only 6%, and you're going to hear these stats over and over again, because this is one of the core, like, we're ringing the alarm and we're trying to give women a vehicle to get into that's going to drive them to where they're really trying to go, versus sitting in the parking lot where a lot of us has been chilling for a long time, right? So that is what SOBC is. That's becoming a Set Up for Success online business consultant. And you can use it for yourself. You have a done for you business that you can leverage right away to begin helping other women. And this is a growing billion-dollar infopreneur coaching industry. So the third part of this, so that cuts out, you need it taking a long time to be an expert. What do you know? We're giving it to you. Okay. That's the whole point. We're going to give it to you. But then the third thing that we find out, a lot of women's like, okay, so you're telling me that people do pay for experts. People are willing, even in this season, in this situation, are spending thousands of dollars to work with experts because they want to save time, they want to save money, they want to save sanity. They don't want to wait years to figure it out when they can pay somebody to, and that's valuable, because what are they getting on the return that is, that is happening much, you're collapsing time for people. And then the next part that usually comes is, well, do I, how much is this going to take to launch? Is it going to, a lot of women, especially because where did I go back? Business models is one of our core pillars that we talk about, because not all businesses are created the same. And there are many ways to make money online, but they're not all the same. And a lot of women pick businesses online that require way more resources, technology, systems, structures, sales, advertising, awareness, support to pull off. And they don't know that until they're in the thick of it, or they never get close to even having all that set up to even find out. I mean, things are so. What this is also really great about the type of business and business model that Ty and I operate and teach our clients is that it actually doesn't take a lot to launch and be wildly profitable. Right, Tanya? So we want to kind of break down that final myth that you need complicated funnels, a large list, a big following, just a lot, and that crushes women entrepreneurs, all that weight of so much stuff. And again, we're talking about being at home with kids or family, navigating the modern responsibilities. You want to pick a business that's going to be simple to be successful the fastest way possible. And then you can build all the other stuff on top of that. You want to start e-commerce, great. Do that once you have a proven way to make money with the fewest amount of people. But right, Tanya, let's go there about, this
Absolutely.
need of complicated funnels, large lists, big. Isn't that a beautiful thing about the way we do business? That's like not even a requirement.
Yeah, so let's dial it back a little bit and think about our high value woman, right? She is, as we just talked about, wanting to save time, energy, right? Money. She's also trying to get to the fastest path to cash, right? She also has other responsibilities, right? So she just wants to know, again, like I mentioned, that you have what she needs to get to the next level. So to create a funnel anyway is unnecessary. We're elongating the sales process without having to, right? What we know about this woman is that she makes decisions very quickly. She's a risk taker, right? She's someone who doesn't need 6 months to figure it out. So we don't have to create the unnecessary to get her to transact. She just needs to know that you have what she needs, period. That can be as simple as a conversation. It can be as, whether it's a consultation, a phone call, whatever, right? So I think sometimes we think, well, I need a funnel because this is what I've been told online. I've been told that I need a funnel to have, $1 million business. I'm just one funnel away. Like that's what we've been told. So we spend our time creating that one funnel and it doesn't work. Then we create another funnel, then we create another funnel, and now we're 10 funnels away and we still ain't there yet. So I think, it's really important to understand that, yes, funnels are great, but there are ways that we actually teach you in the program to create funnels that you can deploy within minutes, truthfully speaking, that will allow you to funnel in new women to your business all the time without all of the fancy tech. The fancy tech then becomes something that distracts you most often. When I'm talking to new women in business who are trying to get themselves onboarded, they spend so much time with all of the software, all of the graphics, all of writing copy, and then integrating. I got to do my funnel to my email marketing. I got to create my email sequences, and then I got to do this, and then I want to do a webinar, and all of those things remove them from making money. And when you can start making money consistently, then you can worry about how do I automate this process, right? The reason why we want to have automated funnels in our business is to do two things. One, to automate, and two, to drive faster, right? So when you say, okay, I have a proven system that works to bring in customers to my company, my business, then you can take that proven system and turn it into automation, right? You don't have a proven system when you're just starting.
Yeah.
So you have to create the system, get dollars, get paid, and then you can add and layer in other things.
Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of women go wrong. They think marketing is a magic bullet. Like, I'm just going to start doing more, creating content. I've got to do all this complicated stuff. I got to have a webinar. I got to do Facebook ads. I got to do all this stuff. And it's like, that is to amplify a business that is working. Okay, well, the last thing you want to do is put all this, complicated systems and, sweat. Yeah, we will say that professional photography is one of the things you need. But outside of professional photography, you can get started with building a 6-figure business off of just professional pictures and social media. Okay. And that's what we're trying to get you to understand. This is why you need to be in a program or coach. If you've been out here for a long time trying to piecemeal together, you've been on YouTube, you've been in Lead Magnet, but you've never been in a serious coaching program or had this type of high ticket coaching before, you need to get in here because it's already costing you every month. You don't figure out how to hit your income goals. Just chuck that up to a month of lost income. So every month, if your goal is to hit 5K and you're not hitting it, it's 10K, and you've been trying for the last 5 months, you've lost out on $25,000 to $50,000 as it is. So every time you think, I shouldn't invest or buy this perm because this one, you're already losing it. It kills me. I'm like, girl, how much you make this month? You're already losing it. Okay, so it's gone. Whew. Okay, whether you want to do this today, we can keep this rolling if you want to. I want y'all to know real quick, I know we've been having a great conversation and we're going to follow this up in the interest group. So if you are interested about the Set Up for Success program, we do have a Facebook group. So we have that up there in the above this video. But one thing, make sure if you're new coming to the group, some of y'all are watching are already in there. Make sure you fill out the questions so we can get to know you better. We're not letting people in the group. I see some people here who've requested, who are on this chat, who are not in the group yet because they didn't do the questionnaire. So go back, re-request to join. Make sure if you come into our group, you answer the questions to get approval. We want you there, but we also want to make sure that we're letting only women in who are really hungry and desire and ambition to find out a path that can literally give them more bandwidth and bank peace and profit, sanity and success. I want to ask one question too from Courtney. What do you mean when you say, I believe my problem is charging enough for what I know? I doubt myself, so one takes me serious. Do you believe your problem is not charging enough? Or do you believe that you're charging too much and you don't feel confident about, because that can happen too. Again, it goes to mindset. We encourage you to do high ticket, but if you don't have the right abundant mindset or an aligned mindset where you're in alignment to ask for what you're wanting, then you will feel unconfident. It's very hard to ask somebody to spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on you, and you've never spent that on you. When you look back at your previous investments on yourself, it's a $40 ebook, a $40 class, and a $7 ebook, and some lead magnets. That's all you working with in your investment bank. Okay, it is very uncomfortable to ask somebody to do something you wouldn't do, or you let an offer come to you that you know you need, and you're like, oh, I can't do that. Not today. I'm not gonna figure that out. No. Yeah, you are going to have a lot of time. So kind of clarify that for us so we'd love to answer that for you. But I think that's the main important thing.
To understand like what can you package based on what you have available to you, and also what the need is in the marketplace, like having a finger on the pulse. And if it obviously in our program, we walk you through how to take what you already have plus what we teach you to package, like it's a done for you offer. And we already have a target audience, right? But if you're saying like, I'm not charging enough, it's also, and Courtney just said our prices are too low. But also thinking, if I know that this is something that is needed in the marketplace, then there's a value on it, right? There's a dollar amount on that. And so that you can't charge too much when the market is telling you that they're buying it anyway. And that's what most people are doing. They're like, well, I'm too scared to charge. I can't do that. But it's like, if you don't do it, someone else is going to. Someone else already is doing it. And that person is going to buy eventually, whether it's you or someone else. So by you not taking action, it just means that someone else is jumping in and servicing that client anyway.
Yeah. And
group, Courtney.
Yeah, we're excited again to have you in that group. And we really feel like this is our duty as women entrepreneurs to instill this higher value and higher investment and have this paradigm shift where a majority of us are working in high ticket businesses versus low ticket. And I'll tell you why. I truly believe that why so few women are why there's such an epidemic of undercharging is because women are copying what they see other women doing. Well, I saw on her website, she's charging, $40 for this or $100. Her coaching is, or she's doing a $7 ebook. And what is happening is that too many women are copying other women's prices because you hear it all the time. Well, I can't charge that much. My competitor, she's doing it for just $300, or I can't do that because that would be too much and people aren't paying that, and that website over there is doing it for $25. How do you know that person's even making any money? There is a huge epidemic of women copying other women or other people and not knowing if that person's even making money, or the resources or the audience or the advertisement. You ladies, please don't do this. It's better to get a coach and help you package your own unique brilliance and what that value is for you to be basing what you charge and what you offer based on what other people are charging. Because if you did that, you're going to be in for a rude awakening, because you're going to come to find out what works for Sally don't work for Jennifer. And because Sally got a team, Sally has some money saved up, Sally can go 6 months, Sally got a husband, Sally ain't hitting her bills, Sally is up at night. You don't know what's going on with Sally. Please don't use Sally as your meter stick. And too much of that's going on where the blind is copying the blind. We're all like, well, she's not, she's everybody's. So as women, we're passing peanuts back and forth. We trying to get it where we're passing thousands of dollars back and forth, because we can't pay other women. And it's keeping the women's economy low and in danger zone of, we not really having enough to spread around and invest in our own women's economy. And if women are going to change the game on how we work and live, we've got to be the one to do it. So,
yeah.
Right? Hello. So I think on that,
I gotta say, women of color, we have a $90,000 discrepancy between women of color businesses and white businesses, white-owned businesses. There's a huge discrepancy there. And so we need to make sure that we're protecting all of our women, but especially women of color, because this is, as Danielle would say, an epidemic. So we got to get it.
It's very much, it's very much, and to tie that up, we want you to know, again, when you're in a high ticket business model, especially when you come in as the SOBC, which is our short little way of saying set up for success, online business consultants, which is our program where we teach you, again, a high ticket business, all the done for you materials. People are completing the program in less than 7 days and becoming certified as set up for success consultants. They already have a done for you program that's valued at a minimum of $997 that can be increased. And they're already, closing clients, high ticket clients that are putting them in alignment to high income months with fewer people. So we're really excited about that. And again, the thought that it has to take a long time is exactly why we've condensed it. We've gave it instant access so you can learn this within 7 days. And it actually does it when you're in a high ticket, high value business model, like Tanya said. It doesn't. It's when you're in a low ticket selling clothes, jewelry, tea. I'm gonna call them out. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. We don't got time for that. So if you hear one of your industries and you've been working now, I'm not saying you can't make millions this way because people have done it. I'd be lying, but I'm just saying if you've been trying for more than 2-3 months. Because in our business model, you can have a high ticket, high income month in a month. I went from struggling to making $12,000 my first 30 days of switching to a high ticket business model. When I stopped undercharging and devaluing myself and raised my rates and knew how to stand by them and position them to where people were like, heck yeah. In 30 days, I was breaking 5 figures. And then in a year, I made $175,000 from that. I'm like, whoa, you know what I mean? So if you're not, so I do believe if it's been more than 2 to 3 months and you're not seeing traction, you really need to consider like, hey, how am I doing business? Because it's not supposed to be this complicated. And Tanya and I are an advocate that this hustle and grind, that can work. And people have gotten rich hustle and grind, but ask them how long they were sustaining it. Ask them if their relationships are still great. Ask them if their self-care is, ask them how many crises they done had in the middle of the night where they wanted to pill over and just say deuces. Okay. So I'm just saying, like, there are, it's all about making sure you pick that business that's going to make the best sense, the fastest path to cash. That's what Tanya and I, we want you making money fast in a way that lights you up and that gives you time and energy so you can be your best in all areas. We don't want women that are just great and rich in business. We want you to be rich in your family life. We want you to be rich in your self-care and your mindset, and you've got to have time and money to do that. And it's being strategic. So, it doesn't have to be hard. If you're over here stressed about complicated funnels, you're probably, not doing it right. Okay? You're not doing it, not the simplest. Yeah, it's probably, you're gonna figure it out. This is what I do now. I'm gonna bless y'all and speak life because I truly believe this. Y'all will all eventually, if you stick in there long enough, you can't but figure it out. Just off of longevity of just hanging in there longer than everybody else. Okay, but it's not about, you just taking the longest path. We want the fastest path so that you have, the type of motivation to stay in it. You know what I mean? So you can reap your desires today and not tomorrow.
Absolutely. We created the 5K Club in our private members group for our Set Up for Success Online Business Consultants, our SOBCs. And one of our SOBCs hit that goal, boom, and is already on pace to hit $10,000. And she just got in the program, not even 6 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. So, that's what we mean. We have, like, there is no reason why we should be trying to figure out how, right? Like, your prices are too low. You're not closing sales. You don't like all of those menial things that we're going through right now could be completely debunked and just under the rug if you figured out a way to get in front of the right people and have the right offer. And luckily, we have a program that teaches you all of that and hands you the offer. So, either way, what we want to help women do is be successful, however way they need to. But what we're finding is that we see this all the time. 6 years come around, they're still in the same spot they were 6 months ago. Then a year, 2 years, right? And Danielle always says the tenacity and that people have, and just the perseverance to kind of stick it out. But why would you want to do that to yourself? What is at cost, right? When you're not hitting your income goal, of course, yes, you're not hitting your income goal, right? But what else is happening, right? What around you is stagnant because of that? And I think thinking about that, really can move you into action, right? Because it's not, okay, the money, fine. But what are you not able to do? What did you have on your list that you wanted to have done by now? That because your business isn't where it needed to be, it's still on that list and it's not checked off. That's what we're thinking about.
Right, absolutely. Don't make this, it's like Tanya said, the tenacity that some women have. I mean, when we look at the data and we see that women have been trying 4, 5, 6, 7 years, even 2 to 3 years of just nothing. I just was like, no, it took your girl 6 months. Okay. I quit my job cold turkey. By August or September, I was like, oh, who's out there to help me? This is not working. I cannot afford for me to go further down this loophole of not getting some support. So I was somebody who wanted to pay to get some results so I don't waste years of no results, which actually has a huge cost. If I didn't invest in myself, I would have lost out of over $500,000, close to, approaching $1 million over these years now. You know what I mean? I've lost income because I didn't want to, just a small step at the beginning that changed everything. So, it really just comes down to, sometimes you don't know what beliefs are limiting. Like we've shared, some of y'all might not knew that it was actually very easier to get high ticket clients than it is low ticket, So that's really the goal of this show. Make sure you subscribe to our fan page. You Set Up for Success Online Business Consultants. Make sure you join our interest group if you'd like to get to know some more information. And then the link is the Set Up for Success interest group. And then if you're ready right now, to go ahead and learn the information. Again, we are having women learn it in 7 days. You do get certified. So we check your answers. We know we have ongoing community. You get a year worth of support and coaching from us weekly. So this is not just a program where it's just you just take it and you're by yourself. You're going to be joining a sisterhood of SOBCs, and we're celebrating. We're coaching you to close your clients. I'm telling you, it's just amazing. You just won't get anything, and you're getting all the done for you material. So
yeah,
that being said, you can check that out at setupforsuccess.biz. If you're ready to see the investments, we have payment options, and you can go to that website and learn more. We love to welcome you into the community. We're having SOBCs sign up and get certified every week. It's so exciting just to hear them getting high ticket clients. They're getting discovery calls. We're hitting women are going to the next level. There's levels to this, and we're already getting women who are outpacing just the standard business. They're heading 5-figure month. So we're at retreats, and this is really the next wave. This is the world-class standard that we're creating of what you can do, a Set Up for Success online business consultant. So if you have any questions, let us know down below in the comments. We'll be back to check. Make sure, again, you subscribe to our page. We come live every Tuesdays at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tanya, any final things?
That is all, ladies. Enroll in or join the group.
All right. Until next time, Tuesday, we'll see you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.